So in our earlier two videos, we discussed about how to install MCAMs and how to use MCAMs, about the RSEBL website and how to make use of it for to decide our trading about buying and selling our stocks. And here we'll just learn some basics about the Bhutan stock markets. So when you buy shares of a company, you become the owner of the company. Uh, Almost all the shares in Bhutan have the face value of 10. It's determined that everybody will have a face value of 10. And of course, as the price increases, then you can trade those shares later on at the market value and the price increases. The company is run by the CEO and the board of directors. So it is important to go to RSEBL website, check who is the CEO, who is the director, because they determine the future of the company, and that will help you decide which company to invest for. You can also, contribute your ideas, share your concerns during the AGM meeting, which is held annually, and then all the shareholders, even if you have one share, you have right to go and attend the AGM meeting and give your opinions and views during that period. So, how do you benefit by buying the shares? Uh, y- Later on, the share of the price may increase. So, in that case, if you sell at a higher market price, then you will have long term capital gain. You can wait for the annual profit dividends. The dividends is calculated at the face value, that is Nultam 10 for all the companies in Bhutan. So it's not on the irrespective of the fact whatever the market price it may be, or at what price you bought the share, the dividend is always calculated on the face value or Nultam 10. So the company sometime will give a bonus share. So if they say 1:4 bonus, they will give you one bonus share for every 4 shares held. If it's 1:1, one share for every share held. So that's how it usually goes. Similarly, the right shares. In bonus shares, you don't have to pay anything. The company will pay for you and give one additional bonus for whatever the ratio. So you don't pay for it. In the right shares, you have to pay some money, not the market value. For example, last time one bank offered the right share at the face value. So of Nultam 10. Of course, that time the market price of that company was Nultam 50. So you can buy at a much cheaper price. And this price, the maximum limit is usually set by the RMA, and usually it is sold at Nultam 10 or less than 10. So that's about the right share. So it is not compulsory for you to buy the right share, but if you don't buy, you will be at loss, because after the right share, the cost of the market value is 50, it will suddenly come down to like 25, 30. And if you don't buy the right share, you will be at loss, because the share that you hold will lose its worth. For example, you buy Newton 50 share today, and tomorrow after a few days they declare the right share at a face value, and you don't buy those right share. Of course, I bought at 50, but its market value next after the right share becomes 30. Then you see there's loss of 20 per share. So if you don't buy right share, it is a loss. So, of course, all the tradings are done through the MCAMs in the mobile now, and you have to renew it annually at Newton 500. And you can always meet one of the brokers in the. You can check for the brokers list in the RSEBL website that we have already discussed in the first video, and then start the transactions. So, whether you buy or sell, what 1% of the whatever the trade happen will go to the brokers. So, if I buy shares worth 1,000, I have to give 1% of that uh, to to the broker. So, for 1,000, I have to give 100 to the broker, whether for buying also, for selling also. And if you buy the right share, it is 2%. You have to pay 2% to the broker. Now, let's go to the different dates. If the company makes a profit, for example, say you buy Punjab Bank, what do you say that, shares. Now, after a few days, on 31st, Punjab Bank has the AGM meeting, 31st of March. In AGM meeting, they will decide how much rights shares to give, how much bonuses to give, how much dividend to give. Okay, so that is known as the declaration date. They will declare after the RMA approves. Once they decide in the AGM, the RMA will approve, and once they approve, uh, they will declare that this month it will be given, bonus will be given at this ratio, or rights will be given at this ratio, or this percentage of dividend will be given. So there is declaration date. You don't have to remember that. It's not very important. What is important is the record date and the ex date. Record date is the date if you have to get benefit out of the right shares, the bonus shares, the dividends, or whatever it may be. If the shares are not in your account on the record day, you are not entitled for that. Suppose I bought share yesterday. So if today is the record day, I may not get the dividend. Why? Because transaction is the transaction happens at t plus 2, that is the trading day and the 2 working days. So always remember, if sometimes the Saturday, Sunday, or holidays come in, so you have to be careful of this. It is t plus 2 for those shares to come to your account. So if I buy today, after 2 working days only, those shares will come in my name. That is the record date. If the shares are not in my name on the record date, I will not get the dividends. As simple as that. So you have to buy 2 days before the record date, 2 working days before the record date, in order to be entitled for the dividends or bonus share or the right share. Now, X date, as the name suggests, X date is the X dividend date. That means you will not get dividend on that date. Usually, it is 1 day prior to the record date, not later on, 1 day before the record date. So, if uh, I buy the shares today, 2 days later, the share will go to my account. Tomorrow is the X date. So, if I buy the shares tomorrow and record date is day after tomorrow, I will not get dividend. But if I buy today, 1 day before the X date, so any shares bought before the X date is entitled to get uh, the benefits of the company, whatever they declare, the bonus, right share, or the dividends. But if you buy on the X date or later than the X date, you will not get benefits. So they will declare, then comes the X date, then the record date, and then after the record date, you can sell anytime. You will anyway get the profit. If the shares are in your name on the record date, you can get the dividends. It doesn't matter whether you bought the share 1 month before, 1 year before, 6 months before, 3 months before. Only they will see is whether the share is in your name on record date or not. So that's why record date and X date becomes very important. On record date, the share has to be in your record. If I buy today, it will not be in my record today. It will take at least 2 working days for it to go on the record. So that's why the X date, if you buy on the X date, you are not entitled to any benefits. So they have given an example. BNB has this time declared dividend of 13.8% and one is for bonus. So they will give 13.8% dividend and 13.8% on face value 10, and bonus 1:4, means for every 4 shares held, you'll get one bonus. So now what do they say? Record date is 24th March. So if the record date is 24th March, the share has to be in your name on 24th March to get this 13.8% dividend and 1:4 bonus. So to get this share on 24th in your name, you should purchase at least by 22nd, if there is no holiday, Saturday, Sunday in between, two working days prior to the record date. So in order to get the dividend or bonus or the right share, you have to buy 2 working days before. So if they have announced in the Quincel that the record date is set at 24th March, means if you think that you'll buy on 23rd and get the profit, no, you have to buy at least 22nd or earlier, at least 2 working days before the record date. And X date is 23rd March. What does that mean? X means X dividend date is 23rd March. So if you buy on 23rd, you will not get any benefit. So traders who have purchased BNBL share before 23rd March 2023, that is before the X date, that is 2020 on 22nd March or earlier than that, will get the dividend and the right share, bonus share. But if you buy on X date or after that, you will not be entitled. If the record date is on 24th, you buy on 23 or 24, you will not get any dividends for that. And even if you buy on 22nd, you will still get all those benefit, whether you buy 3 months before or 6 months before or 1 year before, doesn't matter. So what happens after the what they have declared the dividend? After the dividend or the bonus is declared, what will happen? Now the value of the share will go down because they have declared dividend, they have given you additional shares, so the price will be readjusted. So the price of the stock will automatically go down. Okay, so on the X dividend date, you'll see that if you see your MCANs, the price suddenly fall down. Then you'll be wondering what happened. So how is it calculated? So there are different formulas that RSBL has its own formula. So adjusted price in case of bonus share, how to calculate. Adjusted price in case of the right share, how to calculate. Adjusted price in case of the dividend per share, how to calculate. So they will use this formula and then they will readjust the price. And the price will fall down in such a way that whatever bonus is share is there, whatever dividend is there, they will reduce all that and they will come to a level playing field after that. However, price may soon rise up and then you may get benefit by selling after waiting for few days. But if you sell immediately after declaration of dividend or bonus, it won't be of much profit because the everything has the market price is already reduced on the X bonus date. RSBL also has some rules. There is a circuit breaker of 5%. That is, the price they have fixed, 5% plus or minus 5% from the whatever the last trading price they will keep at that. You like if the market price is 50, you cannot put 60 for selling, or you cannot quote 60 or 70 for buying. That's not possible. They'll keep it within 5%. That is to make sure that people don't get cheated. Okay, so sudden rise of price is not there, and it is automated and it won't go. You cannot even place the order more than 5% or put a buying order more than 5% or less than 5%. So it is very good in the sense that people will not get suddenly cheated. They will know it is kept under control. The price is kept under control. And then the closing price is, determined. RSBL will come up with its own rule how to determine the closing price. Sometime, last time they were telling that after sale of 1,000 shares, that will be the cutoff limit for the closing price for that company. Otherwise, it will remain the same. Now, and recently they have again revised to 0.041% of the number of shares of that company floating. So they'll keep revising. That's why we see that, of course, somebody bought the trading price was, for example, 60. The market price still remains 55. And so people are, I purchased so many shares, more than 1,000 shares, but still the price is the same. It didn't change. Why? So because now they have changed the rule and it is the number of shares that is sold. They have kept the limit to change the closing price. So this is about the different dates, X dates, record dates, the circuit breaker in RSEBL, the closing price, and the basics. So with this, we have come to to finish the completed the three parts. Part one, how to install MCANs. Part two, RSEBL website and how to use it for our benefit, and about the different dates and the stocks in the Bhutan. So hope you all benefited from this video. Thank you.